What does the Bible reveal about life before we are born? Part 1. The Opening. Planting the seed of mystery. Imagine, if you will, the flickering glow of a single candle illuminating ancient parchment, its gentle dance casting long, shifting shadows across words penned millennia ago. In these sacred texts, we seek not merely stories, but echoes of truths profound and eternal. Tonight, we turn our gaze not towards the end, nor even to the beginning of our earthly journey, but to a concept far more elusive. The whispers of existence before the breath of life fills our lungs, before our eyes open to the light of this world. What, if anything, does the divine narrative unveil about the soul's dwelling place, its purpose, its very being, in the enigmatic chambers of eternity that precede our birth? Is there a memory etched into our very essence, a blueprint drawn in the heavens, long before our hands took form? This is the profound question we embark upon, a journey into the pre-existent, guided by the lamp of Scripture. Part 2. The Body, a journey of deep discovery. The historical and cultural context, ancient echoes of pre-existence. For many ancient cultures, the idea of a soul existing prior to physical birth was not alien, but rather a cornerstone of their worldview. Philosophers like Plato spoke of forms and ideals, suggesting souls descended from a realm of perfect knowledge into the material world, carrying faint memories of their origin. In various Eastern traditions, reincarnation and transmigration of souls were fundamental, implying an endless cycle of existence preceding and succeeding each life. Even within the broader Abrahamic traditions, though not explicitly endorsed in mainstream Judaism or Christianity, mystical branches and early Christian Gnostic movements sometimes entertain concepts of pre-existence or the soul's prior descent. This cultural backdrop, rich with speculation about the soul's journey, helps us understand the questions that biblical writers might have been implicitly addressing or even consciously refuting as they presented their unique understanding of creation and human identity. Decoding the Scripture, tracing divine intent and foreknowledge. The Hebrew Bible and the New Testament, while not explicitly detailing a universal pre-existence of human souls in the Platonic sense, offer profound insights into God's foreknowledge, divine calling, and active involvement in the formation of individuals before their birth. Perhaps the most striking example comes from the prophet Jeremiah. "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." Jeremiah 1-5. This passage is not merely about God's omniscience, knowing what will happen, but suggests an active, personal relationship and a specific purpose ordained for Jeremiah even before his physical conception. It speaks of a divine knowing that transcends the confines of time and material existence, a setting apart, an appointment. Similarly, in Isaiah 49-1, we hear the voice of the suffering servant, often interpreted as the Messiah or Israel personified. "Before I was born, the Lord called me. From my mother's womb, he has spoken my name." Here again, the emphasis is on a divine calling and a declared identity existing prior to birth. Paul echoes this theme in Galatians 1:15, testifying to his own apostolic calling. "But when God, who set me apart from my mother's womb and called me by his grace, was pleased to reveal his Son in me so that I might preach him among the Gentiles." These verses collectively paint a picture of individuals chosen and purposed by God with an eternal perspective that predates their earthly manifestation. Consider Psalm 139-13:1-6. "For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." This passage moves beyond foreknowledge to divine craftsmanship. It suggests that our entire life story, our physical form, and the very days we are to live, are known and intricately designed by God even before conception. It doesn't necessarily imply the soul itself existed independently before creation, but rather that our complete being, in God's mind and plan, was already a reality. The hidden theological meaning: sovereignty, purpose, and intimacy. What then is the profound theological message embedded within these scriptures concerning life before birth? It speaks volumes about God's absolute sovereignty and meticulous design. It asserts that human existence is not a random accident, nor is it a blank slate upon which life merely imposes itself. Instead, each individual life is a deliberate act of creation, foreseen and purposed by a loving, omniscient God. This understanding instills immense value and dignity in every human being, asserting that our existence is rooted in a divine intention that predates our earthly appearance. This concept also speaks to the profound intimacy between the Creator and the created. Before I formed you, I knew you. This knowing is not mere intellectual awareness, but an intimate, personal relationship that transcends temporal boundaries. It suggests that our deepest identity, our truest self, is known to God even before we utter our first cry. This divine foreknowledge and intentionality provide a powerful foundation for understanding human purpose, calling, and destiny, suggesting that our lives unfold within a preordained divine narrative, even if the specifics are revealed incrementally. It underscores that God is not reacting to human choices, but actively orchestrating and weaving individual lives into his larger tapestry of redemption and glory. Controversies and theories. Pre-existence of souls versus foreknowledge of God. While the biblical texts clearly affirm God's foreknowledge and sovereign appointment of individuals before their birth, there has been historical debate, particularly in early Christian theology, regarding the exact nature of pre-existence. Some early church fathers, influenced by Platonic thought, did speculate about the pre-existence of human souls. Origen, for instance, proposed a theory where souls pre-existed as spiritual beings and were assigned bodies based on their prior actions, though this view was later condemned as heresy by the mainstream church. The predominant theological understanding in Orthodox Christianity rejects the idea of individual human souls existing independently prior to conception. Instead, the emphasis is on God's eternal knowledge and decree. When Jeremiah 1-5 states, "Before I formed you in the womb I knew you," it is generally understood to mean that God, from eternity, knew Jeremiah, had a plan for him, and chose him. This is not the pre-existence of Jeremiah's soul as an independent entity, but the pre-existence of Jeremiah in the mind and plan of God. This distinction is crucial, as it maintains God's unique role as creator of all things, including the soul, at the point of conception, rather than souls existing independently before being assigned to a body. Thus, the controversy often lies in distinguishing between divine foreknowledge and a more philosophical concept of pre-existent souls. The biblical narrative firmly establishes God's absolute knowledge and purposeful design for each life from eternity, without necessitating a belief that our individual spirits floated somewhere prior to their physical formation. It is a testament to God's ultimate creative power and his personal investment in every human story, already conceived in his divine heart long before time began. Part 3. The conclusion, eternal resonance. We have journeyed through the ancient whispers and divine declarations, seeking to understand what the sacred texts unveil about existence before birth. We found not a detailed cosmology of pre-existent souls, but something far more profound, a testament to God's infinite knowledge, his personal involvement, and his eternal purpose for each of us. From the prophetic calls of Jeremiah and Isaiah to the intricate weaving described in Psalm 139, the Bible reveals that before our first breath, before our physical form took shape, we were known, loved, and purposed in the heart and mind of our Creator. This understanding does not merely satisfy intellectual curiosity, it profoundly shapes our perception of life itself. It means our existence is not arbitrary, but deeply intentional. It affirms that every life holds intrinsic value, etched by divine design. As the candle flickers low, consider this. If God knew us, purposed us, and wove us together before we were even born, then surely there is a greater story unfolding, a divine narrative in which each of our lives plays an indispensable part. What, then, does this foreknowledge of God demand of our present living, our choices, and our ultimate surrender to the one who knew us before time?